What up? What up? What up? You already know what this is. This your boy D. Welcome to Forever. Alright, so today I actually want to kick it with you guys today. Today we're gonna chill out. Today I just really want to kick it with you guys and talk about some things that just it's been on my mind and you know. So today's video for you guys is I want to talk about life. And what I mean by that is I want to talk about what this life really means and how crazy life really is. Especially for somebody who's my age at 23, 22, 21, and how getting out of college can be very difficult because there's so much shit you want to do. So you get to this point when you're out of college where you don't know what to do. And what I mean by that is you don't know whether to just do whatever you want, meaning just get a random job, get steady paychecks, or to go get a job in your career. Because the hardest thing about college in most cases, especially if you're not a doctor or a lawyer or anything like that, is gaining experience. Me, I am a graduate of a media studies mass communications program. The hardest thing about getting a job in my field is gaining experience because most people and most places that hire want somebody with experience. And that right there can be very tough. And you could be sitting there struggling and questioning yourself, how the fuck am I supposed to get a job in this area if nobody's hiring? How can somebody not hire me from the start? And how can somebody expect me to gain experience when I don't have experience? Because no one will hire me so where I can get experience. And I'm realizing that how that can play a part in life. Then I'm experiencing about how moving out is a struggle because no matter how much fun you had in college, the reason what made college dope was being able to go somewhere else and learn how to just be on my own and learn how to nobody asking you questions where you're going. Nobody gives a fuck when you come back to your room in the middle of the night. Nobody cares. Moving back home, a little different. You get those texts like, hey, did you lock the door? Did you blah, blah, blah? You can't do whatever you want when you're home because this isn't your home. It's your parents' home. And so then moving out could be very difficult. That's something I'm dealing with right now is realizing that, I got to move out soon. I got to get a car. There's so much stuff that I actually have to do. And you realize how frustrating that shit can be. But the thing you realize after a while that it's okay that everybody has to figure this shit out. It seems hard, or it seems like me, I have brothers, so it may seem that my brothers went to school a very long time ago. They don't understand the market is more expensive, blah 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 blah. But in reality, I just gotta figure out what works for me. My brothers figure out what works for them. I gotta figure out what works for me. And I'm realizing how tough that can be and how challenging that can be. But the thing that makes life worthwhile is realizing that you're worth that challenge. I know that I'm worth that challenge and I know I can make things happen, but I can't make things happen if I don't put myself in those positions to make themselves happen. So that's why I decided that for me this year, 2022, is about discipline. I want this year to be about discipline because my 2021 was about maintaining happiness. And I can say I did a great job of being happy in 2021. I had a lot of high moments. I really got to go to the club for the first time, like a grown club, where everybody's 21 and plus. I got to go do that, and that was very interesting, and that was very fun, and I had a hell of a lot of eye-opening experiences. But then, having to go back to school was a struggle in my own right. And after that, and that was a challenge in itself, and graduating was a whole challenge in itself. But through all of that, I still learned how to maintain my happiness. So happiness, I got happiness. 2020 was about being comfortable. Finding who you are, but being comfortable with others' perception of you. My happiness and things of that nature wasn't just like a 1 year thing. It was a couple of like 5, 6 years. It took me 5, 6 years to get out of being sad and depressed and all of that. But the thing is, what happens was I ended up being committed to myself. I committed to myself more than anybody than I could commit to anything else. I couldn't commit to a job. I couldn't commit to school if I wasn't committed to me. So I worked really hard on committing to myself and honestly, figuring out what the fuck that even meant. A lot of times people will tell you all this advice, but it's always advice that people don't follow. Why am I gonna tell you advice that I wouldn't do for myself? A lot of times people tell you, yo, be happy, yo, go do things for you, when they don't do those things for themselves. What is the point of that if you're not gaining anything, if you can't lead by example? I've never seen that way, and I never really found interest in doing things and telling stories that I've never been through. It's like now I get to this point where it's like, normally I'm somebody who has a lot of answers, and I'm very blessed and lucky to be somebody who has a lot of answers. But now I'm at this point in my life where I have a lot of questions. Like, what's the right first step into getting in the media studies industry? What's the right step of getting an apartment? What's the right step of working towards a car? How do you manage all of this? How do you still manage to have fun? How do you manage, like, for example, I don't want a girlfriend right now because of life and how to get shit done. How do people have girlfriends and manage this shit? These questions are something that, like, I've never really had before. I've never really had all of these questions on how to maneuver through adult life. And I think the thing about it though is, like, the more as I ask these questions, you'll have a different answer every fucking time. And to be honest, I think that's the coolest part about it, is that you're always gonna get different answers because everybody does things differently. But the thing about that is just taking those answers and finding the you way to do them. So for me, I've got to find the Devontae way on how to do these things. And trust in myself to do that. Commit to yourself is the one thing I would tell you guys. Just to commit to yourself. And it's going to be tough. It's going to be very difficult. But to commit to yourself. Like right now, it's very difficult for me right now. I'm going through it. But it's never something that, like, I'm not used to. Because I committed to myself and I know somehow, some way, I'm going to get through it. And be happy to be you. Like, the one thing I always say about me, and some people can call me arrogant and all this other goofiness, but at the end of the day, D is going to be D, Devontae is going to be Devontae. Why? Because I would pick, supposed to be sleep. I would pick Devontae over Devontae any day of the week. Because I'm proud to be me. I'm proud to be Devontae. And it took me years on years on years to even be able to say that with a straight face. I'm proud to be me. I worked my ass off just to be me. And most people, because they don't commit to themselves, they'll commit to somebody else before they commit to themselves. And then wonder why they're so unhappy. No, you can't find your identity through somebody else. Your identity has to be found through you. So many times you'll hear in movies, you'll hear people say it, that, like, you taught me how to love myself. I think that's more shown by their actions towards themselves than the work that they do for that other person. Somebody can learn how to love themselves by watching somebody else love themselves. You can't do the work for someone else. You still did the work. Do the work. Get to know yourself. If you just keep getting in relationship and them shits just keep failing, bro, it's a you problem. Simple as that, bro. It is a you problem. Because as much as you're like, oh no, I hate these dudes, or I hate these girls, this, that, and the third. I hate them. Wow, men ain't shit. Girls ain't shit. You're the one with the same taste in men because they keep doing the same thing. You're the same one with the same taste in women. It's a you problem, bro. It's you. Sometimes you are the problem. But the most beautiful thing about you being the problem is that you are the solution. So go be you and commit to yourself. Commit to finding out what's wrong with you. Commit to your goals. Commit to your failures. Commit to yourself. And I promise you, you will be way more happy than you are right now. I don't have all the answers. Shit, I'm still figuring out all the answers. But the thing is, I'm committed to doing the work. And I hope you guys are too. So I just wanted to leave you with that, man. Y'all already know what to do. Like, comment, subscribe if you like this video. Got a lot more content coming. All different types of content. Football videos, basketball videos, movie videos, audio podcasts. We got a lot going on here. And I can't wait to live here and give you guys so much more content. Y'all already know who this is. So until next time, until forever, it's been your boy D. I'm going to see you guys soon. Y'all already know. Bang!